All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our virtual Bible study. I have so much to share today. I have notes on my phone, notes in my book, and just so excited to dive into how Trent is speaking to you and the Lord this week. So crazy story. It's always like kind of challenging because I want to be able to share as much as I can, but obviously we still have like personal things in our life, right? So things that you guys may not know behind the scenes that social media doesn't know, and it makes it just super challenging because my family's super private as far as like my mom, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, like all of it. And so just to give you like a little sneak peek into my life, like the last, month, is my husband pretty much travels 24/7 now with this new position with his job. And then my uncle died last week, was on life support, and he was a large part of my life growing up. Been helping my mom and dad liquidate things and sell things so that they have income. And then my husband's father had surgery and has cancer. So in a nutshell, to sit there and whine and bitch and complain that you don't show up because you have crap going on in your life, it's just unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I share this because I sit here and I'm just like, I had told this to somebody yesterday and she was all, oh my God, how are you even showing up every day? I'm like, I didn't think not to. Like I just do. These are things I really will never, again, this is privacy for my family and that kind of thing. And so now my family is trying to liquidate my aunt's house and move her and take it. There's so much, right? So what I wanted to share with you guys, something that happened after last week's Bible study, and why I bring this up, and I want you guys to just be aware we all have stuff going on, right? So I was kind of in a situation last week where I just was exhausted from all of it, and this was a really clear moment, and I'm sure I'll have another one with the Lord. But I got to a point where after the study last week, I literally just said, I don't care. I don't care anymore, Lord. I don't care what happens. I don't care where you're taking me. I just trust. And I fully just surrendered. And so many things have happened since then. Hold on really, really quick. My little girl's like curling her hair and like talking to the neighbor in the next room, and it's like super distracting. I was like, I need you to leave. So with that being said, I just had this moment where, and very similar to when I went through for infertility, and I had a girlfriend, kind of come to me and she said, Rhonda, you just need to acknowledge that you'll never have kids and get over it. In that moment, so many people were like, you could have been so angry. But in that moment, it actually had me surrender my soul. I will never forget that moment. I need to share that moment fully someday with you guys on social media. It was like literally the moment changed my life. And I feel like last week, I had another one of those moments where it was just like, I really don't care. Lord, I can't even take anymore. So I'm going to let you just whatever you decide. Instead of saying, Lord, I want this. Lord, I share this before in the studies, but Lord, you know the desires of my heart. You know what I want. No. How about we just pray and say, Lord, I just surrender every aspect of my life to you. And I want you to open the doors and my eyes and my heart to receive what it is that you want to show me. And I think in those moments, as you guys are all going through something in your life, and I thought I would share this out loud with you guys because you might see me on social media showing up every single day or in the groups, and there's sometimes you may see me a little less than others, but I'm still showing up. And a lot of it, you guys, is just, I got stuff. I still commit to this because it's life-changing. And in those moments of trials and tribulations, I think it's important that you have the Lord all over your heart every aspect of every day. In fact, I'm with friends, the other day I was with a friend and I was like, hold on. I interrupted our thought. And I said, hold on, God's speaking to me. And I have this app that comes through my phone. And the reason I'm saying this is it just happened just now. And God says, just because I carry it all well doesn't mean it's not heavy. How tiny is God? People are afraid to ask for your help. So be there. Hold on. Be there like you would want. I just sit there, and I have to be honest with you. I have this scripture and these sayings of the app is called Sprinkle of Jesus. And I have probably 5 to 6 that come through my phone per day. And no matter where I'm at, I know maybe this is wrong. I will stop everything I'm doing to see what it says. I really will, because in that moment, I will tell you every time I read it, like, look at this, just because I carry it all well, y'all look like you have it all together, right? Doesn't mean it's not heavy. People are afraid to ask for help. So be there like you would want. And so I will stop everything I do for that app, and I just throughout my day want to just have him on my heart. But I wanted to share this moment with you guys, is I just think that it's really easy to look at people driving down the street or the grocery store. I'd like to share one more thing really quick. And I know I'm not making this about Trent's book today, but it was just heavy on my heart to just share that we all have stuff. So I shared this with as many people as I possibly can in person. 2 weeks ago, I was in the grocery store, and I was going down the wine aisle, of course, and this guy like almost ran me over. And I could tell that he didn't really even see me. Like I could tell, like I was just like, oh wow, okay, whatever. I was like, not a big deal. I could tell he didn't even like, I wasn't even existing, and that's fine. So then I go down another aisle, same thing, but this time he like almost runs me over. And I'm like, wow, dude. And as I walked away, I thought, bless and release. I'm sure he's got something going on in his life right now that is just bigger than Rhonda, right? So I'm at the checkout, and I want to share this with you guys because you guys need to give people grace. You need to give yourself grace. And I'm at the checkout, and the checkout lady asks him how he's doing. And he goes, you know, I'm having a really hard day. My friend died yesterday after having coffee with me on the drive home from having coffee with him. Got hit in a car accident, died, has 2 little kids, 5 and 10 years of age. And here, we could sit there and judge, this guy almost ran me over 2 times. But how about when you're driving down the street and somebody like runs you off the road or whatever? I mean, I know I'm being kind of a little dramatic, like, or whatever might be going, you don't know what's going on in these people's lives. Give them some grace and yourself. So I share that publicly with so many people because it really, normally old Rhonda would have been totally pissed off that the guy like literally like was like, oh, hello, like he almost ran. But I at the moment was like, I'm sure this dude has something going on. And then to hear what had happened, I was like, oh, it was heavy on my heart. Okay. So with that being said, I want to dive into the Bible study, but I really wanted to share that little piece with you guys for the first 10 minutes. Donna says, like Trent says, there is a purpose in your pain. I love that. Praying for you, Rhonda, and your family. Surrender. It's so powerful, and trust. That is so powerful. What is the app? So it's a Sprinkle of Jesus. And I love the app because it actually shares like, it's a Sprinkle of Jesus. I download it on my phone. It also comes through my watch. And I will be I'll be driving and I'll look down and I'll be like, oh, what does God have to say now? And I would say 99% of the time it is spot on, like crazy. And I just sit there and I'm like, and that's why literally I will stop everything because it's only a paragraph that comes through. There'll be devotions and jewelry that comes by that you can kind of look that just speak to you and you can purchase as well. But it's just an amazing app. I think Tony in our challenge group actually told me about it about 1.5 years ago. And I've downloaded many, like I've got the Bible on my phone, different things, but I love this one that it just throughout the day gives me devotions and different things to read, which is really, really great. And then, I don't know if you guys saw a story I shared this week. I know a lot of us struggle with anxiety and depression. And I shared this and I had so much feedback, and I know I've shared this before, so I apologize if you've heard it like 1,000,000 times from me, but that if you struggle with depression, it's because you are living in the past. If you struggle with anxiety, it's because you're living in the future. And the Lord wants you to live for him today. So I'm going to repeat that. If you're struggling with depression,
Mom, I want to take like 3.
Struggling with something that literally, sorry, Karen, we're fighting each other. I'll mute you. We're struggling with something that was in the past. We're struggling with anxiety. You're struggling about the future, something that hasn't happened. And the Lord continually says, lean on me today. I wonder how many times it says that in the Bible. So I wanted to, I wrote some notes down about Trent's book, and I love, let's see, he talks a lot about boundaries. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been putting a lot of boundaries in my life. Not only boundaries as much, I want to talk a little bit more about this because I think so many of us need to do this, but boundaries that only benefit my soul and where I'm at right now in my life. So I'm going to read a couple things about protecting the peace, which I think is really, really great in addition to my grocery list that's here on my phone. I'm laughing. Green beans, cat food, toilet paper. The green beans are for Thor. Oh my gosh. So protecting your peace. I love one of the things Trent said is he talked very heavily about when you get up in the morning, he would literally still be in bed and he would be looking at his cell phone. And then you're inundated with either positive or negative things right away. It's like you aren't actually protecting your peace because you're immediately filling it with other people's stuff, right? So for him, he wrote down some things that help him to protect his peace. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some that I find help protect my peace. And so I'd like you guys to type it. I want you to think about in the comment area and type what areas of your life. I think it's important to type it, say it out loud, because I have not been doing these things and I've committed. I am 2 weeks into doing them after reading the book the first time, and I feel like a totally different person. So protecting the peace, Trent talked about going for a hike, going for a walk, working out, yoga. He said any routine that feels good to your soul, like maybe you love cooking breakfast, maybe it's music. Do you guys ever notice on social media I'm always playing music? It's because I love music. It speaks to my soul. Like I literally, instead of a personal trainer, became a Group X instructor teaching classes because of the music. That is the only reason. I love music. It gets me through hard times. It gets me through good times. It is, you can always tell, you know, how I'm feeling, and I can always share my love and my passion through music. So it's a large part of my happy place. Maybe it's a quiet time, a hobby that you do. I wanted to use an example. My family loves to paint. And if you guys followed me for a long time, you know, we always do projects at my family's house around Christmas where we're painting ornaments or boxes. And as much as it looks like it's fun, it stresses me out so bad. I cannot handle it. But if you want me to organize your closet, I am all in because I love organizing things. But my whole family, they sit there and they paint this stuff and they do these crafts and they just think it's so relaxing and I want to kill somebody. It's not fun for me. Because I'm a perfectionist and I'm not going to get it right. And so I just stress about getting out of the lines and, oh my God, this is so crazy. But if you have a hobby that makes you just feel so good, maybe you guys, for me, one of mine. So I'd love for you guys to share what yours are. So I'm gonna say mine out loud. Mine is going for walks, going for hikes, planting plants. I love being outside. You see a coordination here. I love being outside. I grew up on a farm. I literally would be gone all day long playing in the dirt and mud and then come home for dinner. I love to be outside. I love to, I want to plant a garden. As soon as it's not 120 degrees here in the fall, I'm going to plant all kinds of veggies. So I love to be outside. It is my happy place. It is mine. Nobody can take it away. I am not a yoga person. In fact, I've always hated yoga my entire life because it's so slow. I can't stand it, but I have to tell you, I found a new love, this whole hot yoga thing. I don't know. And I'm going to continue to do it. Have any of you guys ever done the 120 degree yoga? Literally 2 weeks ago was the first time I took a class in almost 7 years. I've taught classes, but I take classes. And I went in and I was just like, oh, this is going to suck. My girlfriend's like, I need you to go. And so I went and I walked out and I felt like a completely different person. There's something that protected my peace in this area. And I want to share out loud what it was. And I know what it is. It had nothing to do with work. It had nothing to do with kids. I didn't know a single person. It was uncomfortable. And it allowed me to grow in a space that was not work or children related. And I know for me, protecting my peace, this is something I need very heavily in my life right now, is who is Rhonda outside of work and kids and family, right? And so it was funny, as I went to this yoga class, I was just like, oh, this is insane. 120 degrees, like, are you guys crazy? Or actually it was 106 degrees, sorry. It was 106 degrees. And I left and I felt like I had a full body massage, and I was like, okay, this is amazing, and I need to do this every single week. And it protected my peace in that moment. So I'm going to read your guys' out loud as well. What makes you feel good? And then having boundaries on things that don't make your heart feel good. So when you wake up first thing in the morning, Trent talks about protecting your peace and about the social media and about jumping on right away, returning messages right away. This is honestly why I return 99% of my messages in the afternoon, because I need to protect my peace in the morning, and I return messages more in the afternoon when I can actually fully be full Rhonda. So having these boundaries on what works for me in my life has been super huge. This book has been so great in reminding me what makes me happy outside of just waking up and going to bed. I want to read what you guys wrote. Let's see. Donna says, I need help with organization and decluttering. Help out, please. Oh my gosh, Donna. I literally, before I became a Beachbody coach, I looked at actually starting a business and going to people's houses and organizing, because I love it. So I should totally do videos and share some things, because I know right now. So by the way, even though I like that, that's a hot mess in my family right now, because I really haven't dedicated the time, but I love it. I get such joy. I'm a weirdo, from clearing out a closet and starting from scratch. That's just weird. And some of you guys might go, oh, that's total anxiety for me, right? So, but you might love painting an ornament. So let's see, my goal is to do, not always do it. That protects my peace. The work before the world, read the Bible. Yes, it does, Donna, right? I really found that time, they say the first 60 minutes of your day dictates the full 24 hours. So how you feel and react and what you do in the first 60 minutes of your day actually dictates every step for the full 24 hours. Julie, cleaning and organizing. Oh my God, you and I could get in so much trouble. The container store, right? It's insane. I go to the dollar store and I'm I buy every container. It's so much fun. Carol says, I find peace through landscaping and mowing the yard. Oh my God, I love it. It is when I do deep thinking. So Carol, I think me too. I think going for a walk, going for a hike, doing yard work, it's it's easy to do, so you can focus on the world. I love what Trent shared in the book this morning. I was listening to it. What chapter was I on? Oops, sorry. Let's see. I am on chapter, what is he at? Where does it say right here? I'm 20 hours in. Why doesn't it tell me what chapter? I don't know. 1 hour. Oh, protecting your peace is what I'm on. But I love, he talked about, and it reminded me so much of myself. When I go for a walk or I go for a hike, I actually look at the landscaping and I look at how amazing God is, that he created this amazing planet that we live on. I would never take the time to really take that in and enjoy that if I didn't unplug from the world. I drive by it every day, but yet when I go for a walk, I can look at the cactus. I can look at all the stuff and see everything, and it just brings me so much joy. Heather says, I peace praying before I leave my bed, being outdoors, cooking for others. Oh, cooking for others. Heather, I love that. See, I wish I loved to cook. I am how quickly can I get it done? I love that, how different we all are. I think that's amazing. Monday said, I need you both to come organize your house, but feel overwhelmed when I do it. So, oh my God, I could totally I could totally share. I actually, first of all, this is going to look really, really hideous, and I'm going to look like a total hypocrite. So I could totally share videos on this, but I'm going to look like a hypocrite because it doesn't even look organized now, because it is an area that I kind of gave up in order to get the rest of things done in my life, but it's an area that's starting to feel really crappy. So I definitely could share more on that. What I do is, it's kind of like fitness. I pick an area, a corner, and I just do it. Oh my gosh, I love, April said, watching the sunrise and walks and crafting. Yes, I have so much peace looking outside. Tammy says, reading, cleaning, a little bit, and laying on the couch for just relaxing. Tammy, I need more of that in my life. Although I did binge watch what you guys told me, that show to watch on Netflix. What was it called? What did you guys call? I forgot what it was called. Oh my God, I binge watched and finished the whole season in like one weekend. It was really good. So I did do a little bit of that, which was really great. I forgot what it was called. The one with Christina Applegate. It was really good. Donna says, let's do a Bible study on organizing and decluttering. I love that. So I actually, Donna, have a great book on this. And it actually teaches you how to like start with the fridge, and it teaches you how to do different. But I want to look at some other books. Let's do that. I think it'd be great to like just have us a project through the summer so that we can feel like we're not just running circles around ourselves. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So if any of you guys have any that you could recommend, that would be awesome too. I love that. I have a simple one that is so great about organizing your home. And it's an actual Bible study. It's super simple, but it's really great in teaching you the fundamentals of that. So I've done enough talking. I can keep going on about Trent's book. I'd love to hear, Donna, do you have anything you want to share about protecting the peace? Anything you have? Anybody else want to share something? And then keep sharing, you guys, in the comment area. And then if you're watching the recording, when people do, what's like the one thing that just protects your peace? Because I think it's really fun to hear what you guys have to say. You guys are so inspiring to me. 2 years ago, I was really struggling with this. I think we always are at certain points in our life. And I was reminded how much I love yard work. And I somehow forgot. Like, I know that's weird. I love planting flowers. I love gardening. I love being outside. I love fertilizing plants. And I love all of that weird stuff. But I've never let it go since, because somebody said it in one of the comment areas. So, all right.
I was doing protecting your peace too. So page 137 says, let's see, when Trent wrote that he realized what damage it was doing to him to wake up and scroll through social media and answer all the questions that he was being bombarded with, that he made the key decision to start doing something besides doing that. Then he started going on his walks, and he said he'd go on his hikes, and he said there was nothing drawing his attention away from the nature. But then when I was reading that, I said, Nate, in this situation, you're actually nurturing yourself with the goodness of God. So, they said nature versus nurture. So I totally kind of turned it around. I said, Lord, when you allow us, like he said, his phone didn't work. There was no distractions any longer. He didn't feel burnt out. So he said those 45 minutes, there was nothing mattered outside the trails. It was his place where worries couldn't find him, problems couldn't reach him, and stress couldn't control him. But also the fact that didn't mean that stuff had gone away. It's just those 45 minutes of his life, or the first hour or the first 15 minutes, he noticed things around him again and the nature. And then for me, I just kept saying, Lord, if I do that in my life, then I'll be nurturing myself. It's like you're feeding your soul and you're bringing healing to yourself. If you like take the word of God and you like nurture yourself, because Papa God is the nurturer of everything. And we go to everything else. Like everybody has a story. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I went to Annie Down, she talked about going to the well. What well are you going to? Are you going to the well of social media, the well of food, the well of alcoholism, the well of drugs, the well of being, a loneliness? But he wants you to go to the well, like the woman at the well. She had 5 husbands, and he was sitting there waiting. He sent his disciples away so he could wait for her. And then she went to the well, and he said, hey, you have 5, go, get your husband. And she said, I don't have a husband. He goes, yeah, you've had 5 husbands, and the one you're with is not your husband. So he knows our story. Everybody has a story, and we have to stop and listen to your story. But we have a story too, and we have to allow God to nurture those places, to nourish those places that have been dry and starved for so long.
So true. And you've got to protect your peace in those moments. Like, it's so funny. It was like I said, 2 years ago, there was a study we did, and we were talking super similar about this. And I was just like, it's almost like I needed that tap on the shoulder. Hey, Rhonda, remember you used to love to plant flowers, and you're not gardening anymore. You're not doing all these things. I was like, oh my God, like, how did I not do that? And then in that moment, now that I do a lot of this now, and I love, now I've got to figure out, like, I've got this caterpillar on one of my plants and he's like eating my plant and I'm just like trying to murder it, and I'm like, I would have never spent the time to like do all of these things, but looking at God's gifts through the things that we're just not spending the time to protect our peace on. And we're really not. And I love, like, so funny. So Donna, you and I literally listened to the same exact page today. Cause I've listened, like, I literally have done his book. I think I'm like 2.5 times now. This will be my 3rd time in like a month, which is kind of crazy, but I just listen to it while I'm, getting ready and that kind of thing. And today it was exactly about that walk that he went through and unplugging for 45 minutes. And he's like, nobody can reach him in protecting his peace within that moment. So Donna, thank you so much for sharing. I think, like, right now, especially with summer, I see a lot of people making a lot of excuses. I shared this on social, and I mean this, you guys know that I only share the tough love because I have struggled with the same exact things, the same exact excuses. Totally change the subject, but I saw somebody in the group, and I've seen on social media, a lot of women talk about, I just don't have time to work out. I don't have time to do things. And I'm like thinking, I get it. Like right now with me working at home summers are super challenging because my kids are home with me the entire time. They want me to entertain them. They want me to do things with them. And I could make every excuse in the book to not show up and not do it and just, constantly entertain them and take care of the kids. Right. But I'm going to make sacrifices in my life. Maybe I go through a season for a month or so where I wake up an hour early. Are you willing to make that sacrifice for the Lord, for your peace? I don't know about you guys, but I got to a point where I was running circles around myself. And I just looked at my life and I was like, Rhonda, am I like actually protecting my peace by maybe waking up 30 minutes early to do gratitude? So my girls and I, we've been doing these gratitude papers where we sit down once a week and we write down what we're grateful for the week. And I shared this on Instagram stories last week. We're actually going to be going, this sounds really fun. Look, we're going to go to Walmart and we're going to all go get, we're going to make a project out of it. We're going to go get like plain journals and we're going to decorate them and make them really fun and with stickers or like, liquid pens, whatever it is they want. And we're going to make this their summer project where we sit down and we create the gratitude journals together at the table. And then every week, and here's the thing is I think we set ourselves so high sometimes. Hi, Miss Ashley. We set our standards so high sometimes. So I went into this and like, every day we're going to write in our gratitude journal. And then I was like, okay, Rhonda. So maybe not every day we're going to write as a family in our gratitude journal, but maybe like a couple times per week after dinner, we sit down and we just take a moment, to write down what we're grateful for. So we go around the table and we talk about what we're grateful for. But this is something that I've done with my team, my coaches, but also with my girls. And I did it, our little neighbor girl. If you guys see my stories, she looks like she's ours, but she's not, but she's always at our house. And we've done it with her. And we go around the table and we talk about 3 sparkles and 1 could have done better every day. So we talk about what are 3 things, and it could be as simple as like they literally have been like, oh my gosh, that chocolate I had today was so good. Or, you know what, Mom, when you did this, this was great. Or, going to the store was really, whatever. It can be super simple things, right? And I've even shared like, this moment right here, I'm super grateful for. So we share 3 things at our table that we're grateful for, or we call them sparkles, 3 sparkles. And then 1 could have done better because I hate the, should it, the negative aspect of it, but maybe there was, and I'll be honest with you, what's really cool to watch my girls is they'll sit there at the table and they'll be like, well, I guess I could have spoke to my sister nicer, and it makes them kind of reflect on just their attitudes, like what's going on within their day. And so I don't know if any of you guys want to do this. I will be sharing this pretty heavily this next week as I want to make it like a date that I do with my girls, and we just have a lot of fun doing it. So let's see. Donna says, maybe go to the dollar store. This would bring healing and reminder of God's faithfulness with them so they can see where the Lord has brought them from and your family. Oh my gosh, I love that, Donna. You're going to make me cry. They have journals. They do. gratitude paper, or life is very powerful to care with you. And when you forget the faithfulness of the Lord, you can be reminded. It's actually a faithfulness paper. I love this. Donna, I'll go. I have not seen any gratitude journals there. So I'll go there. So for any of you guys that don't know, when people tell me they can't afford Shakeology, I get really pissy. Because I'm like, what? And it's $4 a day. It's a meal. It's all my vitamins, and I haven't taken a single protein shake or a vitamin in 7 years. And so I started taking shake. I actually only joined to be a coach for the shake. So my coaches know this, but I literally joined Beachbody for the shake. I didn't join it for any other aspect. Literally, do I know so many other areas have changed my life, but I was at the time that I joined shopping at the dollar store. You know, I would give the girls a basket, and they would go to the dollar store, and I would look at them, and they thought this was the coolest game ever. And I'd say, get anything you want in the store. And they looked at me, and they were 3 and 4. And they looked at me and they went, oh, I can get anything I want. And I'm like, yeah. And they'd come back with this huge basket full of things. And they just felt so grateful that they could do that, not understanding that, you know, this is what our life was going to look like for a while, but it's not my story anymore. And so Donna, I love that. I love that. I think I'm going to definitely do that. We'll do that. We'll go there first, see what they've got, and then go to Walmart if we needed anything addition. So, but I want to make it a fun project where they look forward to opening that book each day, because they've decorated it with love and they've decorated it with pride. So if any of you guys want to join me, feel free to. I just think that this life, we just don't focus on enough of the gratitude aspect, the blessings that we have that are already right there. We focus on so much negativity. So anybody else have anything else they want to share from the book or anything? And you can type it in the comment area too, or you can unmute your line as well. I love that. So we can confront. So I'm excited. Our family is a super crafty family. Like I grew up, like everything, if you wanted something, you made it. So this is why like my girls love, love, love this about my family. So I wanted to open the lines for, if any of you guys want to say anything, we've got like 10 minutes left. If anybody had any questions about nutrition, here's where I do need your guys' help. So I know, and I get super sassy pants and I get it. It's just who I am, just because I love you and you've invested in yourself, and I expect a lot out of you because you invested in yourself. So you'll see me in the groups get a little bit sassier this time of year, and I get like maybe a little pissier because if I'm showing up, you need to show up. So, and I know we get really, really busy, and if you listen to the beginning of this Bible study, you heard all the crap I have going on in my life. It's like 10 miles deep. And yet every single day, you guys are the best part of my day. So make sure and be present in the groups. The one thing that I think frustrates me is if somebody comes in and they have a question or they're frustrated about something, but yet that I didn't see them for like a week or two. So make sure if there's something that you're struggling with or something you're like, man, I'm just this area of my life right now, what would you recommend? Use the private group to be able to ask questions and feel comfortable enough. Within every post that I do, I actually ask questions within it. Mainly because I want to kind of know where your heart is at that time, or if this is even a value to you. I have thousands of recipes and thousands of videos I can share, and I really do customize my groups based off what you guys need. So when I ask questions, a lot of times it allows me to kind of know what you would need next. So, but with that being said, I want to be able to open the line and you guys ask anything specific, anything you might have. And you may not have anything, but I always like to make it a little bit about nutrition. So feel free to ask, but I'll go ahead and talk in the meantime. So I will be traveling like crazy in July. And so in July every year, I want to share my plan with you guys out loud, because I think that many of you guys are traveling, and I think it's important that you kind of have a plan as well. Just because you're traveling and life gets crazy and maybe not the norm in your home doesn't mean that you cannot show up, okay? So what I do every July is I immediately will switch, and I will be 100% honest with you guys. I do Insanity Max 30 when I travel, but I don't complete it. I just use it for my travel aspect because I don't have a gym membership. I don't have like the weights at home. I'm in a situation where I can use my body. So my go-to program is always, now here's the thing is you may hate Insanity Max 30. You could pick a different program like, T25, Shift Shop, and bring your like little discs with you. For me, my program is Insanity Max 30. I love the program. And a lot of people will tell me, they're like, well, Insanity Max 30, I haven't done it, but I've done Insanity. And I'm like, no, they're not the same. Like, they're not the same at all. So I want to say this out loud, super clear. I will never, my entire life, ever do Insanity again. Like, never. It about killed me. Like, I'm saying, like, it was my biggest transformation. It was the first program I did. I'm glad I did it. Never will I ever do Insanity again. In fact, it's insane. Like, I am not interested in doing that program. So when people tell me, like yesterday, I had a friend tell me, she's like, oh, I've done Insanity. And I was like, no, it's not the same. So Insanity Max 30, the way that it's designed is it's designed for you to max out as quickly as possible, and you write the number down. So somebody was asking me today in the group, and they were like, where should my number be? Your number should be really low. Your number should be 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. You can watch it go up slightly, but there's 125 different moves in Insanity Max 30 than Insanity. So the moves are not the same. In fact, I love it's 30 minutes. I love he's got strength days, cardio days, like full body, it's always like, there's always different. It is the only program that I've ever done with Beachbody where I literally cried. It brought me emotionally to a different place. For me, this is my go-to program when I travel. Like I said, some of you guys had mentioned you hated it. That's okay. But for me, I will always look for a program when I travel that is not just cardio. I want to somehow still be able to build my muscles through the traveling and the crazy schedule. So that is my program, because you are doing a lot of full body movements where you are asking your body to still build muscle slightly. Tammy says, I was just about to ask about traveling. Yes. And I'm going to talk about food a little bit too. Monday says Insanity is crazy. Like, I literally, like, my hardest program I've ever done, I told somebody the other day on the phone, is Insanity Asylum 2. Oh my gosh. If you guys want the hardest program you've ever done in your life, not the first one, the second one, oh my gosh, that program is amazing, but it is so difficult. But they are like an hour long. Like, they're an hour long of just sport moves, and like there are weights involved in Insanity Asylum 2. What about us that are beginners? So Tammy, here's what I love about Insanity Max 30. So when I want to lean up and I'm really struggling getting lean, couple things I do, Insanity Max 30. Shift Shop. Those are like my two programs I go to when I'm just really struggling with being lean and traveling. Both of them have modifiers. To the fact that Tammy, literally, what I do is I need to share this. With Insanity Max 30, I nail the modifier. So this is something I think that people don't talk heavily enough about this program. When you start Insanity Max 30, you have to pick. You have to pick him or the modifier. You have to, until you max out. Once you max out, you can go back and forth. So you have to pick one and nail it. So what I do, I pick the modifier and I go all out. And I still max out at 8 or 9 minutes. In fact, I always want to max out at 2 minutes in. I'm not going to lie. I was in the warm-ups are the hardest, right? Kind of like Insanity. So what you do is you write your number down. So say you max out means that you are just done. You cannot go any further. Your heart rate is anaerobic, which means you are breathless. You cannot speak a conversation. You cannot talk to anybody. Okay? So that's where your goal is. You write the number down. And then from that moment that you write it down, do whatever you want. I go back and forth after that moment. And I'll be honest, there are some moves where I'm like, I can do him, and then other moves I can do the modifier. And so I do at that moment, once I max, I literally write it down, right? And then I go just do whatever. Let's see. Monday says I cuss the entire time Insanity. Like, seriously, like, I will, and I'm an Insanity instructor, and I won't even, it was funny, I was telling my friends yesterday, I was like, I think I might get certified in yoga next, because I'm so over it. It was really great, and I've served a purpose in my life, but I'm so done. But I will tell you this, with that being said, Insanity Max 30 is different. It's not the same. It's totally not the same. I also feel like it's more of a team effort. I feel like there's a lot more motivation. He speaks to you very differently in Insanity Max 30 versus Insanity. Insanity is just like basically a boot camp where he's killing you. And then you've got Insanity Max 30. And obviously I'm being very dramatic here, but Insanity Max 30, it is really just about pushing you to be the best that you can be. And it's so powerful. So for me, that he's kind of my soul person though when I travel. Monday I'm going to have to try the Shift Shop. Love Shift Shop. Shift Shop, I love it so much. I have to modify the crap out of it too because of my back from riding horses for years and my hips. I would be on horses for 8 hours at a time, and so I have to modify a little bit more. But I love that there's weights, cardio, weights, cardio, weights, cardio. So you're literally, and then as you progress throughout the program, you're actually getting stronger, and the workouts are getting slightly longer. So they start at 25 minutes, 35, 45, right? Donna says 21-day fix extreme is awesome. I love it. I love it. So I want to share with you guys. So today in the group, I shared a link that has literally like roasted watermelon. It has so many different like summer foods that you guys can click on that link. They are so good, from desserts to meals. But I also shared some Shakeology balls, and I will continue to share a bunch this week. Because here's what I do. I also shared a YouTube video when I travel. I bring, I have so many videos I can share with you guys, but I tend to just grab for like the beef jerky, the nuts, the Beachbody bars, I will bring packets. They sell them only at Whole Foods. Well, no, I don't know if there's anywhere else, but I buy them at Whole Foods. Packets, and I will buy these and share them with you guys. They're about this big of, coconut oil. And so when I travel, I can make my protein peanut butter when I travel. So I'll bring these individual packs of coconut oil while I travel so that I can make my peanut butter, have an apple, with it, a banana, whatever fruit that I might have, and do that. I also will make my Shakeology pudding with it. But I don't want to, I have done the whole, put the coconut oil in a container, and then that's just messy. So I'll go and buy the packets at Whole Foods and then travel with those, and they're fantastic. Let's see, what type of blender? Oh my God, I love you're asking these questions. So there is a blender for all of you guys that are going to Summit and all of you guys that are traveling. You have to get it. It's at Target. It's $19. It is an individual blender, and I can share this as well. I bought it 3 years ago, and it's still amazing. $19 is a single. It comes with the cup. So the cup actually attaches to the blender, and I literally keep it in my pantry, and I just use it when I travel. And it's so great. I don't remember the name, but I'll share it with you guys. But it's $19. And so then I will pack my Shakeology with my PB2, right? I will, when I go to the hotel, I will get fresh fruit. If I didn't travel with it, I usually do tend to travel with a few apples. Bananas don't travel as well. And so I will do that, and I'll get ice in my room and that kind of thing, and but I will tell you guys this. When I go to Indianapolis next month for Beachbody Summit, where we get to work out with all the trainers and everything, I really do make a lot of Shakeology balls, but I make a lot of different types of ones. So I will, now this is not normal, and I don't love to, on a daily basis I won't, but I will make some with gluten-free oatmeal, because I'm in situations where I'm in meetings so long to where it'd be great to have something where I didn't feel hungry. I'll put flaxseed in them. I will cut up slices of cucumbers, bell peppers, carrots, and have them. I also go to Costco, and they have the individual hummus containers that you can bring, and I will pack these to Summit. And I don't think it's difficult. I literally will put them in my suitcase with an ice pack, and it works every single time. But there is nothing better than being in these meetings with Rachel Hollis. We're going to be seeing Rachel Hollis speak in person and be eating my hummus with my cucumbers, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Let's see, Karen says, sorry, my computer is going, oh, you were so good. You were so good. So I really keep it simple, but I will tell you this. I tend to go really ball happy. I tend to have a lot of balls because they're a great snack. They're going to fill me up. They're going to curb my cravings. I'm going to get all my vitamins instead of me grabbing for something at the airport. Now, when I do go to the airport, I have a routine. And I don't know if this is boring you guys, but I'm sharing kind of all this, but I have a routine when I go. I will always go and have eggs and bacon and avocado. when I go to the airport. I'm a weirdo. And I have it because I want that before I go on the plane, and then I eat my balls on the plane, right? And so I will also buy unsweetened coconut flakes at Whole Foods, and I will add those to my balls. So all week in the group, I'm going to be sharing a lot of travel tips just because there's so many of you guys getting ready to go places. And I will be sharing the ingredients and where I'm getting them and how I'm doing it. But I do tend to get a little different with my balls this time of year because I'm in situations where I am traveling so much to where I need the balls to stay on my stomach longer. So with like the coconut flakes. So unsweetened coconut flakes counts as blue, a good fat, and it's going to keep me fuller longer and curb my cravings. Yes, and the carob chips. So carob chips, you guys, I'm getting a lot of questions about this, and I want to teach you guys how to purchase them. So carob chips, I don't feel any guilt about carob chips at all. You would count them as a teaspoon, but I will be 100% honest with you. If I'm going to have 6 or 7, I just don't even count it. I put like maybe a few in my shake, and it's so good. Another little trick for your shake is Hershey's cooking powder. Put Hershey's, if you guys like chocolate, Hershey's cooking powder in your Shakeology. If you're having the chocolate, oh my God, it tastes like a German chocolate cake. It is so good. But the carob chips, I actually buy them out of the bins. So my Whole Foods has them. You guys have Sprouts, different things, so you can find them at a lot of health food stores. But your number one thing that you want to look at is the highest percentage of carob. So the reason for it is the higher percentage of carob. So carob, you guys, basically is the Hershey's powder cooking powder. So you're basically, you're using non-sugar ingredients. So if you go to the bins, I'm going to give an example to you guys at Whole Foods. They have multiple different bins of carob chips, and it's very confusing. So I'll do a video on this when I go next. But they'll have it where, and I don't know the percentages, so I'm just going to kind of make this up. Let's say like one of them says like 33% carob chips, and one says 55%. I'm going to go with the 55% because it's higher in carob, which means less sugar. The one that is 33% is going to be higher in sugar and less carob. So more chocolate chips, right? So they'll have the chocolate chips, and then they'll have the 2 types of carob chips. You want to get the highest amount of carob in it. I love to just throw, like when I get a spoonful of peanut butter, I will just throw like 6 or 7 on my peanut butter spoon. And it's amazing. It's like eating a Reese's peanut butter cup. But definitely look for the highest percentage. Again, you guys have health food stores like all over the place. I guarantee that they have them in the bins, and they're going to have a percentage, and you'll see it. So, and then let me know how you like it. I eat them raw even. I love them. But I think that took me a while to kind of like that. You can mix them in peanut butter, and they taste phenomenal. So that's kind of all I have. Does anybody have any questions based off all of that? I hope that was helpful. I really do keep things simple. I do, like I said, go a little ball crazy, and I probably pack more than I need because somebody's always going to want one. Then there's always a refrigerator where I go, so I put them in the refrigerator, or I pack the ice packs with them. I will sometimes, because I'm really lazy, keep them in the silicone cups, the Reese's cups, if I'm really, really lazy. And I just buy those ice packs at Walmart, and I just put them all in a Ziploc bag and keep them together. And they always show up perfect. Anybody have any questions? Yes, Ashley. Go ahead and unmute your line. I'll let you do it because sometimes we fight each other. Oh, here, let me see. I'll let you do it. There we go. Yes.
Hi. So I have a question. So if you are, when you're traveling, do you have your shake and you have then balls throughout the day? Like, is there a certain number? Like, what does it end up being? Like, how many balls usually averages out what you have to shake?
It depends on how big you make them. So I will have, when I travel, I will be honest with you, if I'm in a situation where it's a tight day, like airplane. Airplane is a tight day. Look how cute she is. And so like, I'm going to have 2 shakes. I'm going to have a shake that day and my balls. So then when I go to Summit, so we'll be at Summit, we'll be in meetings like all day. I will have a shake and the balls every day. So I will pack enough to where I have, so that's 2 proteins that I don't have to worry about. I'm going to have lunch that I purchased there, and then dinner. So I'm going to get all my protein because I'm not going to skip that. Plus, I'm in a situation where I'm going to be starved. And I know I'm not going to be getting, like, we're all in a situation where we are just not getting enough because maybe of travel on the road, like all those things, right? And so I just honestly, for me, I will do the balls for most part. If you make them, it just depends on how big you make them. I will make them pretty hefty. They're usually about this big, and I'll get 2 of those.
Okay.
So I'll get 2 of those, and I will tell you guys, I'm going to share a lot of recipes with you guys, but one of my favorite recipes is the PB2, a half a scoop of vanilla, and a half a scoop of chocolate.
Okay.
And I'll add carob chips and nuts to it. It is so good. Like, I'll take like sunflower seeds and then carob chips, and I'll mix that all together. And so I've got the nuts with the carob chips, and then the vanilla with the chocolate, it just makes it less chocolatey. It doesn't taste like vanilla. Some people go, oh, is it a vanilla chocolate ball? No, it actually just takes the chocolate taste down a notch. So, and then I love making vanilla maple balls. So I'll share those as well. Those are one of my favorites. But I technically, when I travel and life gets nuts, we know that we can have Shakeology more than once a day. So for me, it's all about I really do plan the entire time I'm gone to have 2 a day, but then also have enough if somebody needed one, so that way, like if they were in a situation and they needed 2. I'll have a shake for breakfast. They will offer the shakes for us, and then I'll have the balls usually in the afternoon as a snack. It's not usually a meal. So I don't usually do, when I travel and it's crazy, I don't usually do them both as a meal, just one as a meal. But you could. Yeah. Picture the other day and I saw your nails. I so need that color. They are so cool.
They've been awesome.
I did like the crazy orange.
That's
really like too. I like yours. I saw, I was like, oh, I need those. My daughter did like crazy turquoise. Sorry.
We got matching nails of these, but then I took mine off, so I don't have.
Did you? Oh, you are so precious. I love it. You have the best mama ever. So yeah, did that help you guys? So here's the thing that we almost forget about Shakeology. It's a meal. And you can have it more than once a day. And that's the blessing. So when I travel, I'm like, bring it on. I make them fun. I'm like, let's make them fun. Let's put some nuts, some carob chips. Let's put some oatmeal. Like, let's have fun so that I don't like eat like a kindergartner. Because I tend to do really well when I go into a trip, and I tend to really kind of suck at the end. I kind of know that about myself. So we all kind of know the little triggers for us. And I know if I can at least start the trip out really good, and then I kind of screw up at the end, and then I'm not screwing up the whole time. So, all right, you guys, we are about an hour in. So I hope this was helpful. I really did a lot of talking, but I really wanted, I want to end in prayer, but I really wanted to talk very heavily about a lot of the things I can't talk about on social media when I first jumped on, about the things with my family that are going on, my aunts, my uncles, my dad, my mom, my father-in-law, sister, mother-in-law. Like, there's so much going on, but yet I still show up every single day, and I'm protecting my peace. And it really starts with the Lord. We can't do it any other way. So if you're struggling right now to protect your peace, what your number one prayer should be is asking Him to help you with that. It really should. Having that moment where you just say, you know what, Lord, I'm really struggling with this right now. And I shared this before on a study, but I was struggling with protecting my peace when I first became a coach. And I remember being so depressed I couldn't get out of bed. And I remember supposed to be doing a Bible study and doing my personal development, and I kept going, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And before I went to bed that night before, I prayed to God and I said, Lord, will you please just weigh it on my heart tomorrow morning and wake me up? And now at the time, I know you guys see me now at 5 a.m., but at the time, 5 a.m. at the time was like literally the middle of the night. Like, that was not like, who wakes up at 5 a.m., right? So, and I was at the time waking up at 7. So literally that next morning at 5 a.m., I woke up as bright as day and jumped out of bed at 5 a.m. It was crazy. But I had to sit there and say, Lord, I need your help with this. Can you show me how to make this happen, right? So you are so welcome, Julie. Thank you so much. But I really just want to share my heart with you guys today. Let you know you're not alone with all the things that you've got going on. Know that we are a team in this, but I can't do it by myself. And I really need your guys' help the most through this. The next 2 months are usually some of the hardest times for people because we're super busy. which I hate that word, right? We're so blessed. We're not busy, we're blessed, right? With all these amazing things we get to do. So let's go ahead and end in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this amazing platform that, Lord, we can just be still each day and surrender our hearts to you, Lord. I pray that today, the things we spoke about in this study will just weigh on people's hearts, that they will just slow down. They will come to you, Lord, to protect their peace through the things, the trials and tribulations they have going on in their life right now. Each of us have something where we've got to protect our peace. Lord, I pray that you will instill on each one of their hearts what it is, that one thing that they are not doing to protect their peace, and that you will give them the tools and the steps to start that process today. That they will honor you, Lord, through protecting their peace, whether it's going for a walk, reading a book, planting, whatever it might be. Lord, I am so thankful for you. I am so thankful that through all things, Lord, you are there for us. You love us unconditionally. In your precious name, amen. Oh my gosh, I was going to keep going, but I was like, okay, I got to stop before I start crying. Oh, I just love you guys so much. And I just want you to know that you're not alone and that we've got this together. So be present, put him first, protect your peace. Okay, you guys, have an amazing day, everybody. Bye. I love you guys.